chilling in my backyard, getting grounded. If you ever want to get grounded on the earth, like to the maximum effect, you want to wet the ground. If you don't think this is a real thing, how the earth has a negative charge, or the earth's electromagnetic field, is pretty much the earth shoots out negative electrons out the ground that you can measure. If you know an electrician, electricians are familiar with the whole ground of a house, right? The ground of a house simply means that all the outlets in your house are connected to a metal rod that goes into your basement, into the ground. So electronic devices work a lot better when you connect to the earth as well, as opposed to not connecting to the earth and running your appliances. And another reason why houses need to be grounded, especially all the outlets to the earth, is because just in case a lightning storm or thunder, you get struck by lightning on top of your house, you know, there's usually a metal rod on top of the house on the roof, just in case. So the lightning, when the lightning hits the house, it'll go straight to the ground. So it's definitely a real thing. You can actually measure the ground, the negative electrons that are coming out of the earth. You know, we're born barefooted. You know, if you got shoes on, which, you know, you got rubber soles, or rubber underneath your feet, rather, you're not conducting. Everybody knows rubber is not conductive to electricity. So when you're using shoes, you know, we're not connecting to these free negative electrons that are shooting out the earth, that are anti-inflammatory for the body. It also, science shows how your blood actually moves faster when you're connected to the earth. And this is like another way to eat without physically eating, you know, energetically. It's like when your cell phone dies, you know, you have to charge it. Same shit with human beings. We have to go to sleep every night. I mean, you can break night, but your mind and it's not going to work the same after breaking the whole day of night, you know. So grounding or earthing, or a lot of people buy earthing wires or grounding wires for their homes, where you can literally run a copper wire onto the ground with a stake, stick it in the ground, run that wire to your bedroom window, and then run the bare copper underneath your bed sheets, like in a spiral formation. You're not going to feel it because your bed is squishy. So you put it underneath the bed sheet. So your body sweat is going to make it conductive, because water is also conductive like all metals. So when you're laying down, the sweat of your body is going to go in. It's going to make a connection to get to that copper wire, and you're going to be connected to the earth's electromagnetic field, which activates your right hemisphere of your brain. And, you know, we spend a third of our lives sleeping, right? So grounding is something that I'm always promoting. You know, I was really skeptical at first, but I actually made my own science experiment proving that this works. You can get yourself a Bose speaker, any type of stereo speaker that has an aux port. So you get the aux plug, right? You put the speaker on, put it high volume. When you touch that aux plug with your finger, it makes a little noise. It sounds like a little frequency noise. But when you're connected to the earth and you touch that aux plug with your finger, it makes an even louder noise. So that tells you that there's something coming out of the ground, electricity, going through the body, that's amplifying the sound of the speaker when you touch it. And that was something that I didn't look for on YouTube. I was like literally curious, because I've been grounding for a little bit. So one day I realized that when I touch my aux plug on my Bose speaker, it makes that noise. So instantly, because I'm a little scientist at heart, I told myself, what would happen if I'm grounded? I was already using the grounding wires at the time at that apartment I had. So I grabbed my grounding wire, I strapped it on my leg. It's a bare copper wire. I touched the what do you call it? The wire. I'm looking at a groundhog right now. There it is. See you later, buddy. Yes, so again, I touch the grounding wire, I touch the aux port, and it makes a louder noise. So it's cool. That's a nice little party trick that I like to show my friends when they think I'm crazy, because I ground myself with a copper wire in my home. So I show that to them, so then they can't tell me I'm crazy no more. Like, wow. Yeah, but yeah, if you want to get grounded, go to your backyard. You're gonna get grounded without the water, but if you really want to get grounded, you want to wet the ground. And I do notice every time it's raining outside, my copper wire, I wake up in the morning more amplified. When you're grounded at night, when you're sleeping 8 hours grounded, when you wake up, first of all, you're gonna wake up an hour early, or maybe an hour and a half early, because you remember, this is charging your body while you're sleeping, energetically. It's moving your blood cells. Your cellular networks are gonna work more at a higher function when you're grounded, connected to the Earth's electromagnetic field, as opposed to not connecting to the Earth. What do we know about all the animals? Like, they don't have shoes on. Like, they're obviously connected to the Earth, so we're supposed to too. But obviously, we're modern day, supposedly, into evolved beings. Yeah, right. Still killing each other, still going to war. But I guess the ground is negatively charged, and the ground, or the sky, or the air we breathe, it has a positive charge. So we're supposed to intertwine with both in a balance. But we're not doing that. And obviously, the world we live in today is more of a left brain society, right? And remember, when you're grounded, your left brain shuts down, and your right brain, which is your creativity brain, it shoots up. Could the answers be right beneath our feet?